5 on your sideline, sponsored by Universal Windows Direct.
Welcome into 5 on your sideline. I am Corey Miller, and Annie, I am absolutely pumped for our matchups tonight. We got some great games on the slate all over town.
I couldn't agree more, Corey. I'm Annie Krall, and with a lineup like this, I think we should get right into it. Why don't you kick things off, Corey?
Let's do that. Battle for the Southwestern Conference title tonight. Edwardsville and East St. Louis. Tough battle in this one. Defenses stood tall. Flyers just trip up Tiger QB Yale Weaver for the sack right there. Go offense now. The Flyers gave it to running back Larevius Woods, who comes right past our camera and into the end zone for 6 points. Like I said, this was a defensive game, though, and the #1 defensive player in the state got his highlight. Yosei Epinesa with the sack for Edwardsville, but it is the Flyers who get the conference title. East St. Louis wins 14-7. Annie.
How about Chaminade hosting Hillsborough for senior night on Friday? Chaminade QB Johnny Carlin finds DK Weaver, who he finds the end zone. Don't worry about that. Dragging a defender. Then a trick play with some hot potato. Eventually, Carlin gets the ball back and finds his wide receiver open again. Weaver does it one more time. Pretty proud of that for 6. But this may be my favorite play of the night. Getting through traffic, Hillsborough senior Chris Duncan can't be caught. Finds the end zone, untouchable touchdown right there, but it's going to be Chaminade who pulls out a huge win, 62-35.
SLU hosting the St. Mary's Dragons tonight, and Junior Bills quarterback Kyron Ellaby was slinging it. Perfect pass to Zach Allen through the defense. Touchdown, SLU. Later on, look at this key from Ellaby. All the way into the end zone. It's going to be corralled by Keenan Harris for the touchdown on the field. If there was instant replay, might not have counted. No instant replay in high school. So nonetheless, that goes for 6. SLU wins 31-3.
Anything can happen under a full moon, and that was the scene as Cahokia hosted Collinsville. Zion Taylor rolls out and finds Hartles Holman wide open, and he knows what to do with it. Touchdown, common cheese, and now we're going to have the Collinsville answer right here. Chase Reynolds is going to have the courtesy. Check this out. Keeps it himself and then scampers all the way for the score. That's going to work. However, the home team had the final say tonight. Cahokia wins 26-9.
Let's check out some highlights from a game played last night. Seckman made the trip into town to take on Hazelwood West. Long touchdown from West right here. Jabari Lofton airs it out. Tavian Robinson going to take it all the way in for 6 points. The Seckman Jaguars are undefeated for a reason, though. Brody Kuby to number 99, Landon Meyer for a touchdown. We love a big man score, don't we, Annie?
That's going to work right there.
Seckman wins 41-7.
But how about Lindbergh and Lafayette battling it tonight? Flyers QB Sam Estrada, he gets intercepted pretty darn quick. A little bit of a bobble, but guess who picks it up? Jeremy Williams gets the pick. Then the very next play, Lindbergh's Javante Tiller gets the interception, just back-to-back interceptions. A missed kick return gives the Lancers some incredible field advantage with Lindbergh running it in. Senior Connor Lanham is the one who punches it. And then the Flyers, they're going to get another touchdown. That one, Jack Beal in for Robbie Breckel. They're going to connect, and it's going to be a crazy game with Lafayette winning 42-28, beating Lindbergh at home.
Tackle Hunger 3, sponsored by Neighbors Credit Union, your neighbor for life.
We're getting down to the 2-minute warning in Tackle Hunger, the high school football season collection effort for Operation Food Search. At Cardinal Ritter, they had Operation Food Search barrels lined up, students reaching out to alumni for collections, and had the volleyball team get involved on Wednesday night. Over at DeSmet High School, students and staff had a pep rally this week where the Spartan mascot tackled hunger, quite literally.
I see what they did there.
It's what I do, Corey. DeSmet head coach John Merritt also had a challenge on the menu.
And listen, you can get that old can of corn out of the bottom of your pantry at home and bring it, and that's great. We need that. But we also need some other stuff. You know it. We need the tuna. We need the chicken. We need the beef stew. We need all the proteins.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Time for the big reveal. DeSmet brought their A game this week, collecting 5,835 pounds of food this week. A total of more than 6,100 pounds was collected between the two schools. That will help feed 1,530 people for an entire day.
All right, let's go to the field now. Great QB matchup in this one. DeSmet, K-State commit Dylan Duff, and Ritter, Illinois commit Carson Boyd. DeSmet had the first big play. Boyd is intercepted by Bryant Poole, taken deep into Lion territory. Spartans ended up settling for a field goal. Later on, Cardinal Ritter is deadly on the punt return. Deshaun Stevenson takes that one off the balance, runs it all the way down to about the 10-yard line.
Jets, my God.
Plays later, Boyd to Jerian Miller. Lions up 6-3. Now here's what may be the best play I've seen all year long. And Illini fans, get used to this. Carson Boyd takes things into his own hands. Dishes out his own hit on the defender. He's gone. Look at this run. Insane. Boyd does his best Superman impression into the end zone. What a play. Ritter gets the huge win, 28-3. Well, for the last half century, Coach Dale Gildahouse has roamed the sidelines of Missouri. For the last 38 of those years, he's done it at St. Francis Borgia. This will be his final season, and his Knights are well on their way to sending him into retirement in style.
Set, go! That was a 1. That was a 2.
You don't have to be around 73-year-old Dale Gildahouse for very long to see this is one passionate man.
It's just the amount of energy he has. I really don't know where he gets it from.
It takes even less time to see what he's passionate about.
This is all I've done for 52 years. Football. My granddaughter Anna will say, Papa, football, football, football. Do you ever think of anything else? No.
Set, go! Here he comes, that moment is right here.
For 38 years, Gildahouse has led the Borgia Knights into battle. He's won 300 games, a state championship, and guided multiple generations of young men.
It's kind of cool to have all these kids that played for me back in the 87 when I started here, and now I'm coaching their sons.
My dad was there for his first win, and then I was there for his 300th, so that was cool.
But Coach will be the first to tell you, his biggest impact has nothing to do with the wins.
These boys here, I've said this many times, they're my boys, they're my family. Sometimes my wife, God love her, I'll get a phone call at 10 o'clock at night, Coach, all right, I'm there. Weekends, Coach, we need you. Parents, what, I'm there. And one young man came back from Colorado. He was an admiral in the Marines, played for me, admiral in the Navy, had a ship out in the, he was way up there, being admiral. He came back, and he's, Coach, I want you to know, I want you to, holy cow.
He emphasizes that over and over again, that once you play here, you're part of the Borgia football family.
And he's just a leader. He's got a way of pulling everybody together and making everybody feel like they have a stake in the team, you know.
Now the Knights are off to a 7-0 start in Coach's final season. But as he says all the time, it's not about him.
I think like right before his 300th win game, we said 300 on 3, and I mean immediately after that it was just like, hey, this is about you guys, not about me.
We tell him all the time, Coach, it's about you. You know, this is your last season. We're not just doing this for us, we're doing this for him as well.
Whenever that final clock strikes 0, an era at Borgia will end. But a new one begins for their legendary coach.
What am I going to do next year? I don't know. But my wife wants to go somewhere, so we're going to go.
And the football family he created carries on.
And when they come up to me and say, Coach, thank you for taking care of my son through thick and thin and being there on the weekends, when they call, you betcha. That means more than anything in the world. So I can kind of smile and say, the good Lord's blessed me, and we move on.
Well, believe it or not, it is already basketball season in St. Louis. The Josh Schertz era got its unofficial start tonight at Chaffetz Arena as Rockhurst came to town for an exhibition game. There is Schertz working the sidelines without the injured Robbie Avila tonight. Kalu Anya, he's a transfer from Brown at 6'8". He can step outside and drain a 3. The best athlete on the team could be Kellen Thames. Look at that reverse layup. That's pretty. One of the best shooters here, Larry Hughes. He gets the triple. Here's Isaiah Swope to the rack. They got some athletes all over the court. And then Gibson Jimerson going to follow up with a tray, step back style. Final from Chaffetz. Bills win 86-65.
Well, check out these cool uniforms. Illinois football will be rocking tomorrow against number 24 Michigan on Saturday. They celebrate the legendary Red Grange and the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium in Champaign. It's a stadium Coach Bielema hopes to have fired up.
We haven't lost a game out there this year, right? That place should be rocking, right? That place should be going crazy, right? To have two ranked teams, that's what I want to hear, right? And they've been great. Student section, after the game, whenever you see the last play and the camera vibrates, that means some good shit's happening in the stadium. When we go to Michigan, we have to prepare for crowd noise there. I would really like for someone to have to prepare for crowd noise coming here.
And a much better and much needed showing for Mizzou last week against UMass. Luther Burden III left the game in the third quarter with a shoulder injury, but thankfully will be using his breakneck speed tomorrow for homecoming against Auburn, needing all that gas in the tank for the SEC Battle of the Tigers at 11 a.m.
It's an important game in our season. It's the most important game I've coached in because it's the next game, you know, and it's an opportunity for our team to get ourselves back going in the right direction within the SEC.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
Well, the City SC season comes to an end tomorrow night in Minnesota. It's a playoff-less sophomore season for City, but things have ended on a high note. They are 4-2-1 since the start of September, and the club is looking to end the season on a similar high note in St. Paul.
We thought Minnesota would be that team that we would have to get in front of to make the playoffs. It turns out, you know, they're in 7th now, and they don't have that play-in game. For us, we're concentrating on us, and we'd love to do nothing more than continue playing well and have a good result in Minnesota to finish our year off.
Here's a recap of the WNBA Finals Game 4. Incarnate Word's Nafisa Collier and the Lynx trying to stave off elimination. Tied at 80, time winding down. Foul called on New York. Bridget Carlton to the line with 2 seconds left, and she puts both. Sabrina Ionescu didn't have last-second magic tonight as Minnesota wins 82-80 to force a decisive Game 5 on Sunday.
We'll be watching that for sure. Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers tried to punch their ticket to the World Series tonight. Pete Alonso and the Mets had other plans. Alonso takes former Cardinal Jack Flaherty deep for a 3-run blast in the first inning, and that would just about set the tone for the rest of the game. Mets go on to win 12-6 and force a Game 6 in the NLCS. Busy Saturday.
Oh, that's an exciting playoff baseball game right there, Corey.
Busy Saturday on deck tomorrow.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, we're very lucky. We get to work tomorrow as well.
I know. We got Mizzou.
Come on.
We got Illinois. That atmosphere at Illinois is going to be
nuts.
insane.
I mean,
They're
did you listen to the
rededicating
coach?
the 100th anniversary of the stadium. Michigan's coming in.
I mean, that's a can't miss, but I know you're going to Columbia tomorrow.
Homecoming in Columbia.
You can't be everywhere at the same time.
You got to be at homecoming in Columbia.
I think that, especially for you.
I know, right?
Come on.
All right, that'll do it for 5 on Your Sideline tonight. For Andy Kroll, I'm Corey Miller. Have a great night, St. Louis.
Five on Your Sideline, sponsored by Universal Windows Direct.
We are signing off for now, but don't forget, 5 on Your